everybody. Welcome back to Spikes and Heels. We were not expecting to be on here today, but there's too much going on, as well as with our team. So we had to come on here during the week to say some things. Tell us what's wrong with your face, Gwen.
Sabrina, don't do that. Go on right on, Sabrina. You know exactly where this face coming from. Whenever you need them to do it something right and to call it right, they never do. I don't understand. This is why I'm rocking my Fire Dan t-shirt today.
It's an appropriate shirt. I have on the Washington Love shirt. Gwen bought me this shirt and I have it on today, but it's the wrong shirt because Fire Dan.
I should have bought her one of these.
That's more appropriate for today. So if you don't know what we're talking about, Washington has signed Mr. Fitzpatrick. Here's his face right here, quarterback. And it's like they have this habit of getting quarterbacks, like we said, past their prime, journeyman. Now his numbers, if you look at his numbers are good. His numbers ain't bad. It's just that he has not ever settled with one team, and I wonder why. What is wrong with Six Pack? Why they doing my man Six Pack like that?
Sabrina, I know his numbers may look like that, but it has to be something going on with a person that done been on 10 different teams.
Yep.
I'm sorry. And this dude, what, 64?
Of years of age?
Didn't he get drafted in the 1970 draft? Sabrina, they went from, what's that word Mike Tyson used to use all the time? This is ludicrous.
Yeah, ludicrous.
Ludicrous. They went from making the most perfect move to help propel our organization to have a moderate to great season, to wasting $10 million
and
on a senior citizen.
And you said it's on a what?
On a senior citizen.
And my thing is this: no one brings a player to their team and pays them $10 million unless you're planning to start them. You're not going to bring him because they said, "Oh, we're going to let him and the other quarterbacks battle it out." You lying? Don't nobody pay $10 million to somebody for them to battle it out. They're bringing him in to start.
I don't know, Sabrina. We talking about us. They may be stupid enough to give him $10 million. They were stupid enough to give Hainsworth a $40 million guaranteed dollars.
But he was starting.
There we go. I guess Sabrina done made her points.
This is ridiculous.
For the life of me, Sabrina, what is going on? This is crazy. So he probably came here just for the 10 bands. Well, it's bands when it's thousands. What do you call it when it's millions? He came here for the 10 mil. You get what I'm saying?
And my thing is, we're supposed to be building for the future. This is what they've been telling us, and that's what they've been doing. They've been doing okay. This is not building for the future. This is literally a 1-year stopgap type of thing. Go ahead and put in Allen or Heineke or somebody that's younger. What are you doing?
I'm at a loss of words. I can't even crack jokes. I am so mad right now. It's ridiculous.
It makes no sense. Now, maybe he's going, this is my favorite phrase, prove us wrong. Maybe he's going to prove us wrong and we can say, okay, we like him, just like we did with Alex. Let's play the other side of the coin and say he's going to prove us wrong. We're wrong.
But Sabrina, he done been on 10 different teams. He got okay stats. He does okay. I think his issue is the duration. You can't no 60-year-old dude play 17 good games.
First of all, if you don't stop saying that, man.
Sabrina, 44, 42 is 60 in football years, like dog years.
Ryan Fitzpatrick is 38 years old.
Okay. Them dog years. That's dog. Woo, Jesus. I just can't. This makes no sense I don't understand.
Sense. I've seen a lot of fans saying, "Oh, this is great. We ready now. Ready for what? Ready for what?"
He gonna start playing well. He is going to produce, but I think his issue is producing over a 16. Because if he was all that, they would have kept him. He was just in Miami. I remember then he was with Houston. He's a great backup quarterback. He's not a starter.
Right. And my thing is, if you brought him here to battle to see where he was going to fall in the line, I could kind of respect that. But you didn't pay him $10 million. He's not going to be no backup. Sorry.
Alex was making 14 and you get this dude 10. You could have capped Alex. That's all I'm
$10
saying.
million. And you pay Heineke what? 2 million, 1 million, 2 million?
1 million per year. All of his other money came in.
He's not going to be the starter unless something happened to Fitzpatrick. So there we go.
Again. This is the part of football I hate. Now that we are doing fights and heels, I'm seeing a side of football I do not like.
The business side.
OMG, night and day. Mm-hmm. I have so much love and zeal and zest and energy and just admiration for how these players fight all their lives to get in the NFL. You know, only 25,000 people. You in a league of your own. Only 25,000 people on earth have ever played football. But the things that these people have to endure and put up with is crazy. Mm-hmm. And I just don't understand. This doesn't make any sense to me on any level. So you get what I'm saying? I just fire. We should be able to switch out quarterbacks. Could we switch out owners? Good night.
Yeah. It's done now. And Washington Nation, or however we call ourselves these days, let's hold on for the ride. We're going to see what we're going to get.
I think some fans are just so in love with football that they can put Scooby-Doo in as quarterback, and some of them will say, this is a good move.
Yeah, I heard some people was writing on Instagram, so we going to the Super Bowl. I'm like, stop. Let's calm down. Let's slow it down.
They must be married to somebody in Dallas in the Cowboy Nation, because they the only stupid fans that think one move gonna get them all the way there. But yeah, we'll talk further about this because there's so many other quarterback stories right now. But I just
right. And so speaking of that, let's move on to the next. We've been hinting at this for weeks, knowing and seeing the writing on the wall, and now it's happened. Drew Brees has retired. After 20 seasons, 15 he was with the Saints, and he, to me, and Gwen and I were talking about this on text, he's leaving in a classy way. He's leaving in a way where he's in control of his future. He's not being forced out. He's, everything's nice. Whereas Ben Roethlisberger is holding on by a thread almost desperately, like, give me one more year. You have to read the writing on the wall and know when it's time, and Drew clearly knew it was time, and he's leaving gracefully. I love that. He's bowing out gracefully. Do you think he's going to be a first balloter?
Yes.
I think so too.
He was a good dude on the off the field. And let me just add, he already got his next job in line. He's going to be a analyst or commentator on NBC Sports.
Yes.
So he's like, that's how you do it. You don't play till you almost dead, or you know what I'm saying. And then you have to know, like you said, know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Mm-hmm. I think the little tension that came up last year helped him know. And when you on a team, you have to consider other people's feelings. Mm-hmm. And you're one of 55 people, and you have to all be a family and care about each other. Mm-hmm. And he did a phenomenal job of that one hiccup he had. And I think it's just time. Not barring that, that's a long enough time. You got enough money. Like, go to the second part of your career and do something he's still in football.
Right.
Now he's just on the other side of the ball.
Mm-hmm. You know, which of course I'm sure is not the same, but you're still involved with the game that you love. Yeah. You're making another mark for yourself in another way. I think it's great. I wish him the best. I'm sure he's going to be happy. He's going to have to get used to being at home more and having the kids saying daddy this and daddy that, and the wife saying put out the garbage. But other than that, he has his ducks in a row. He's has something that he can focus on. He's going to be all right. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. That's a smart move.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to say it. I put it out there for all of them. You put Roethlisberger out there. The only way this next comment is not going to work in my favor is because he's continuing to win. But Tom needs to start winding it down.
No, he don't.
Yes, he do, Sabrina. At 40, your body is different.
His body is showing that he can.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right.
You said, mm-hmm.
I think he needs to start thinking about the next phase. He maybe the
He
most
already
he got
is.
most he got 3 years. Can
Yeah.
you just when I wasn't looking, switch to
I am sounding a little like I'm in favor.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, is that Cam? Because that's
Hush
the
your
only
mouth.
person I know, but
Hush your mouth.
but I get it. He can still play, but I just it needs. I'm not a Brady fan, but you. Football to me wasn't built for people to play at a certain age. I'm just sorry. It's too much contact.
I think it depends on the position.
Yes.
I think it depends on the position. If he was a running back, ain't no way in the world.
And if he was a kicker, he could play till he's 50. How many times do they get hit?
Yeah. I think he's gonna play 2 more years. That's my guess.
45. He gonna shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. And then I'm sure he has so much off the field stuff that he does anyway. I'm sure he has his ducks in a row, and you know how he is, all scheduled up. He's regimented. He probably got his 5 businesses ready for when he hang it up.
Next.
Oh, okay.
So what kind of deal did he get? Because I heard something about a deal. It was a little confusing to me, Sabrina, but what kind of deal did he get?
Tom Brady just got a new deal with the Buccaneers, 2 years, $50 million. First of all, let's pause at those numbers. Work for 2 years and get $50 million. Anyway, but of the 2 years, he's going to get like 41 million of it in that first year in 2021. So even if he don't play in 2022, you know what I'm saying? He gets that 41 million that first year. My gosh.
But
so
then he has options. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Gwen.
Then he get options for 3 more years after that. Do they have to put the money back in? Yeah, it's 5 in total, I think, but it's options, so they don't even count that. Like if he gets to the 2 years and decide he wants to play, then they can pull those options back in. That was the part that was confusing because first I heard it was 5, then I heard it was 1, then I heard it was 2. So those contracts can be a little tricky with all the incentives and stuff like that for them. They get bonuses for if they go over 1,000 yards, 5, and it's crazy.
Mm-hmm. But yep, Tom got 2 more years at least. So my gosh.
So I guess he's on pace for doing what you just said, to stop at 45.
Yeah. We'll see though. We shall see. Now, how about you tell the folks about Mr. Cam Newton, speaking to Tom, who used to be on the Patriots?
I didn't think Cam did well enough to stay.
I was surprised. I was surprised.
But they done gave him 14 million for 1 year. And I'm like, I don't think he was 14 million. Man, they didn't even make the playoffs.
Maybe they felt like he needed another year in the system in order to really run with it. Maybe that's all I can think of. Or maybe they didn't see nobody else, so they said we're going to keep working with who we have. I don't know, but I was surprised.
I just knew they was going to release him ASAP.
I thought so too. I know,
but they are trying to get Galapopoulos back because Belichick likes him a lot.
Okay.
So I heard some rumblings that they was trying to get him to come. So now Michael Robinson done came out of nowhere and basically made a comment referring to Russell Wilson. I always wonder what happened after. We've talked about this so many times that it feels like it's a white elephant in the room whenever we talk about the Seahawks. But it's not only us, it's the players too. They have a hard time living with that one decision that was made. So 2014, the Seahawks and the Patriots in the Super Bowl. The Seahawks need 1 touchdown to beat the Patriots.
Right.
They on the 1 yard line.
Right there.
They got Russell at quarterback, Marshawn Lynch behind him, beast mode. Go ahead, Spring.
No, please forgive me. Go ahead. I was just saying he's huge. Yeah.
He's huge. Yeah, beast mode. So they got Marshawn Lynch. They opted to give the ball to Russell for Russell to throw it instead of giving it to Marshawn to run it in. Russell throws the ball. It gets intercepted by Malcolm Butler. The Patriots win the Super Bowl. Now, according to Michael, all of them had a problem with that because they wanted to make Russell the star instead of letting Marshawn be the hero. So all of them had a problem with it. Sherman was clear.
Oh, yeah.
He let it be known from the beginning.
Yeah.
So one by one, they all get traded away. A whole lot of them left. The Legion of Boom was most of their defensive players. Their defense was so stout. If Russell did not score, they still won the game.
Yep.
So now one by one, they all get traded away. Now, if Russell is still there, they give Russell one. At the time, it was the biggest contract in the NFL history. They gave him the biggest contract at the time because I think Dak surpassed him now with his deal a couple days ago. But long story short, come to find out, they all still living with that thing. I thought it was just me as a fan. I couldn't get it out of my mind. But imagine being on that team and seeing it slip away because you opted to make somebody else the hero. So he came out and said he don't understand why Russell is complaining. They traded all of us away and got rid of everybody that opposed you. And now you still complaining about stuff. He's like, well, how much more do you want? And apparently Russell already had a huge contract. We didn't know this. They canceled that contract and gave him a bigger one. So they all going.
So in other words, right? It's 2 or 3 sides to every story. It's 2 or 3 sides to every story. I want to hear what Russell has to say because I'm sure he would tell it different.
His story now would be he's not complaining about the money. He's complaining about getting hit because he did get sacked a lot last year. He's complaining about the line and getting hit, and he's also complaining about Pete Carroll's son being more involved in football than they should be. Those are legitimate reasons.
Yes,
but I thought it was just out of his character to say, but if I were to get traded, it's like he was putting it out there. And he allowed his agent to do that.
And I was reading today, there's a lot of rumblings that Chicago wants to pick him up, big time. And of course, he put a picture on Instagram today or yesterday with him on an airplane. Now, who knows? The man could have been going to the Walmart. He was on the airplane. Where he going? You know what I'm saying? So that everybody is speculating and wondering, is he on his way to Chicago? Where he going? Maybe he's just taking a trip with his family. I don't know. And what's today? Tuesday. Maybe by Friday we have some more news.
Now, I was told all this trading and stuff had to be completed by the draft because you can't wait till after the draft and then start moving people around and pick people to fill your team. So all this trading and free agent and stuff all has to come to wraps before they do the draft. So we'll know something soon.
Man, I just can't see him in no other uniform. I really can't.
Let me tell you why. Because their butts running from them young boys on the AFC conference. That's what they doing.
Yes.
Lamar, Mayfield, Mahomes.
Exactly.
But even though Russell already on our side, I could see some of them wanting to switch to our conference because that's what Tom did to win. Think about it, Sabrina. Smartest move ever. He went to the completely different comp and still beat the young boy. Smartest move ever. Now we got to be content. I never think about Tom Brady or talk about him this much in my life, but this past year, because now we got to contend with his mess. Being all accurate and
being all accurate.
What do you think about Jameson being a quarterback now that Breeze is gone? We ain't going to this.
I'm going to try my best to be kind and say this as kindly as I can. They're in trouble. That's what I'll say. They're in trouble. He is not the answer. Let me step off of football for a minute. Something about Jameis feels a little weird to me. Like he's erratic. Something about him is off. I don't know. Let me come back. I think they're in trouble. I'm done.
I pray that while he was behind Breeze this year, that he studied and watched. Jameson is actually a pretty good quarterback, Sabrina. I looked at his numbers myself. Do you know he had a 5,000 yard year 1 year, but he also threw 35 interceptions. So if he slows down and stop acting like football is basketball and alley-ooping them, wide receivers, he may be a little bit better than we think he was going to be.
Right.
I didn't know that about him. He looking at his numbers, they not bad. They ain't good. They not as bad as I thought they would be.
Maybe. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Because all I can see is him throwing interception after interception after interception. Because he did. But he was like that at Florida State. People don't know that. I watched him at Florida State because one of my son's friends was on the Florida State team. He was on. So I was following Florida State, and I watched him at Florida State. He was always throwing interceptions. So he might do a little bit. I hope that he's quiet, breathes enough to learn to calm down. So I read an article and I heard YouTube message that said Sean Payton is 100% behind Jameis.
Mm-hmm. I heard the
So
same thing. Yeah, I'm gonna give the young man a chance, even though he's been around forever.
give him 1 year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna separate my personal opinions or whatever, which shouldn't come into it anyway, and watch how he does on the field. And like you say, I hope he doesn't do well for our sake.
And to end on an even worse note, they have solidified the Texans are complete, idiots at this point. And let me explain my point of view. I'm gonna be real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Deshaun don't want to stay. They fire the head coach. They get rid of the GM. They bring in Cuddy. He's an African-American coach. I think he's like 64, 67.
He's older, yeah.
Already, I see this as placate. You know what I'm saying? All you doing.
Yeah.
So Deshaun, been respectful, good young man, he meets with him. Even though he has already said, I don't want to stay. He has to sit down with the new head coach.
Mm-hmm.
He's still on his stance. I don't want to play for y'all. So now they got this dude who wasn't even in the picture last year when all this mess was going on, in front of these mics and cameras, speaking on behalf of the Texans. This is so wrong on so many levels. My frustration is boiling over.
Yep. And don't get me wrong, I'm glad the brother got a chance. I hope he does excellent.
Yeah.
So don't misunderstand what I'm saying, but I think the Texans' reasons for bringing him in were kind of convoluted. You know what I'm saying?
And let's be honest, Sabrina, they ain't gonna keep him for no amount of years. This dude past retirement age. And I'm glad they gave him a chance too. I'm mad that they used him. I'm mad that his one chance to be a head coach is in a bunch of foolery. You know, that's the best word. Crazy. And now you got him. He wasn't even a part of the problem last year. Like, why is he speaking on stuff? Excuse me, let me calm down, lower my voice. Why is he at the podium speaking on stuff that he had nothing to do with?
It should be the executives and the higher ups and the general.
Exactly. That caused this mess.
Mm-hmm.
And Deshaun is the new breed. It means a lot. Mm-hmm. And I can see how they may have thought it would work because remember, we got to stick together is how they probably thinking. But Deshaun reason for leaving are his personal reasons. And it may not. How do we know? Deshaun has never told us what this thing is that made him so mad that he don't never want to play with them again. Mm-hmm. We are all assuming that is part of some kind of race issue. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But we know why TJ got let go. I mean, JJ got let go because JJ said, I stood up for my teammate. And they got, okay, fine. But Deshaun has never said it.
Nope.
We are implying and assuming.
Yep.
But what if that's not the issue? Then you just bought this man and used this man for nothing. Which I guess they just dry snitched on themselves by doing this though, right?
Right. That's funny. I haven't heard that phrase in a long time.
They just did it. You don't told all your business in this one move. Now we know it could possibly be, racial. But I just feel sorry for him, Sabrina.
And as you spoke about earlier, you mentioned like you starting to see parts in the NFL you don't like. This business inside part is cutthroat.
These owners, because this is the same owner, his father. Or it was a previous owner, which I think was a relative of his. I want to say his father made the statement: we can't let the prisoners run the jail. We can't let the inmates. Yeah. He said it.
Yeah, I heard.
We can't let the inmates run the prison. That's how he referring to the players and the owner and the man. And they got the same mentality. They put this man out there to take a L for them on this issue, and then using him to placate Deshaun. I applaud him even more for taking the time out of his life to even sit down and talk to the man.
Yes.
That was commendable in itself. Because had it been Gwendolyn, me, Deshaun Watson is not playing in the NFL this year. If they don't trade him.
If they don't trade him,
he's not. The fans of the Houston Texans need to let these owners and let these people know. They are so wrong. They're making it worse. Yep. Like it started off a bad issue. Then you get rid of JJ. Then you tell Deshaun, we ain't letting your hind parts go nowhere. We know you won out. We won 3 first-round draft picks for you. Who has that but the Jets? You know what I'm saying? And he
Mhm.
don't want to go there.
Nope.
So that's a lose-lose for both of them.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And now you're gonna make this dude sit out a whole career. I mean, a whole year.
All for the business.
Crazy. I don't like what I'm starting to learn, Sabrina. They need to be a little bit more concerned about their lives after. I love football, my number one sport, sidebar, but basketball is my second. If anybody have the time to take and look at how that's structured, it is totally different. Then they also have programs for the players after they leave the NBA, because a lot of these players go broke. They live this high on the hill lifestyle. They didn't do the financial planning in the past. A lot of them retire with injuries. So now they get the financial advisors and all this other stuff. They set these contracts up to have these people can have money. Like, I didn't know AI Allen Iverson had a Reebok contract when he was playing. They made part of the contract would be $50 million to be given to him on his 51st birthday, because they looked and saw his lifestyle and knew
That was
man gonna be broke. And wasn't he waiting on that payment? He needed that payment bad. That's the type of thing that they do for them. It's so much better, Sabrina. They set them up with physical trainers. Like, your life doesn't, you contribute. They got some mess too, but it's not as much as the NFL. You contribute to us becoming billionaires over and over and over again, many times over. But because be honest, as much as these players getting, the person that's giving them this money got 10 times as much money. You got to look at it like that. If somebody give you $150 million contract, who can afford to give one of the employees that much money unless they got billions?
Yep.
So I just applaud the NBA. So I wish the NFL would take a half a page out of their playbook on how to treat their employees. I just wish they will.
Really good point.
So I'm gonna rock this fire dance shirt until he do something that get him off of my hot list.
Well, you gonna wear that shirt every day for a while then, sister?
No, I'm talking about the episode. So remember how I used to switch up every episode different? Jack, we're gonna be stacking up at least to the new season start. You got to pay me back for this. What in the world are you thinking?
She is not wearing that shirt every episode. Y'all know it.
You want to bet?
She's not.
How much you want, Sabrina? Until I feel they better do something in this draft, I'm gonna watch it every time we get. They better do something in it. I can't. He got to go. He needs a no person. Why are you doing, Sabrina, McNabb, Hainsworth? Let's keep going. I'll even go as far as back to say Deion Sanders.
I'm about to say Deion. That's exactly where I was going.
Deion Sanders. How far back you want? That's 3. Come on. Fitzpatrick. Okay,
my gosh.
Who else did we get that was way past that prime? We got him. Vernon Davis. Even though he was still playable, he was on.
I ain't mad about Vernon.
I wasn't mad about him either, but he wasn't productive like they thought he would be. Right. He wasn't past his prime, but he was on that hump.
Yeah, he was.
Exactly. The dude that used to play in Miami, Jason.
Light skin.
The dude, Jason Williams, I want to say. Yes.
Yeah. Hall of Fame.
He ain't do nothing. Paying these people all this money. Let them go. Let them sail off to retirement and start with somebody you upcoming. Who's to say Tom stood out, TB12 stood out because it came out the 6th round. But how many other people have come out the 6th round just as talented, but wasn't given a chance because teams hold on to these ancient players, living off their previous goals? And I get it, rock star, but everybody have a decline. The only one person I can say played well all of their years and left at the perfect time. This is the one person that comes to mind. I know he's not the only person. I would say is Ray Lewis. He stayed with the same team.
Yeah.
He got a Super Bowl and he left on a Super Bowl. Like, he knew this was hard to get this last one. They ain't gonna come no more. I'm out. Right. You know what I'm saying? But we keep doing this. Like, we don't learn from our mistakes.
Yep. So it's gonna be Fitzmagic time, even though they lying and saying it's a quarterback battle. They lying. We might as well get our Fitzmagic shirts ready.
I ain't wearing nothing.
Get your Fitzmagic shirt.
Put his
head on your face, on your shirt.
I'm in total protest of him. I ain't wearing nothing.
Again,
I'm gonna rock my Alice shirt.
Alex gonna be on another team or at home.
Sabrina, you still on that? Ain't nobody picking him up, Sabrina.
Yeah, they are.
That leg is too vulnerable.
All right, here we are. We on this screen. So we're gonna bet 25 cents.
Sabrina,
I say somebody gonna pick him up.
No. Okay, let me think. Give me 10 seconds to think.
All right.
I'm not sure nobody picking him up. I'm not going to swallow my sword for this one. So we're not going to bet 25 cents, but we're going to bet something good.
Okay.
What do you think?
I don't know.
Can't be money, got to be something. Oh, the next pet after, if somebody pick him up, the next pedicure is on that person.
Okay. So if they wait, and I want to be clear. I'm saying someone is picking Alex Smith up, and you're saying
and I don't think nobody is picking him up.
So we'll find out. I hope you're getting my pedicure ready.
Girl, you better be ready because you know they got to go to work on my feet like Myra. Love y'all. Get on my bandwagon. Everybody go online and buy their Fire Dan and then sending pictures in. I think it was $13.
You got it on Amazon?
Yes. Y'all have a great rest of the week. We'll see y'all shortly, I guess, in a couple of days.
We're going to see. It's going to be some more stuff. All right.
Angela, love you. Stay blessed. Stay safe. Love someone.
Bye.
Bye.